Well, happy holidays, guys. My name is Andrew Salzburn with the Agar, and I'm here today in Pendleton to show you a little bit more about how I make experiences that are memorable. I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the Dooley Social Studio team for having me today. I'm super honored to be a part of this, and we really just, over the last handful of years, have enjoyed our collaboration with their team and look forward to doing more of this in the future. So one of the reasons we're here, and some of the things you might know us from, is with our work in Pendleton, specifically things like Nation Kitchen and Bar, where we took a community that didn't have a hub and we gave it a place of hospitality for neighbors to get to know one another. You also may know us from one of our more serious, somber events that takes place right here coming down 12th Street. It's called Danger Wheel, and it's adult downhill big wheel racing. Check it out. Man, that is good stuff right there. I always look forward every summer to sending people down this hill with reckless abandon, all for my viewing pleasure and to raise some funds for the community. Much like Danger Wheel, people are craving experience right now. They are craving the ability to create memories with their friends and their loved ones. You know, we just came through a really, really long season where a lot of that was stripped away. And so what I want to show you today are a couple of ways that we can use experiences to make your content more memorable. And we're gonna talk about 3 ways that we're gonna do that. It's gonna look like how you can make the guest serve the role of creative director in the environments that you have. We're gonna talk about how to make the environment, the setting, an extension of the brand that you're working for. And then finally, we're going to talk about how to add a layer of depth and storytelling to your content so that people remember what you told them. Let's keep walking and check it out. I'm freezing. So we're talking about memorability. There's a guy named Webster who has a thing called a dictionary, and he defines memorability as the quality of something worth remembering. And I want to double click on that for a minute. You know, we're talking about social media content here and how that's rooted from experiences. And we know through research that if the quality of an experience is increased, you're allowing for a consumer to become more likely to purchase, more likely to share your content, and more likely to become a brand advocate. So I'm 3 stories underground right now in what was supposed to be a transit center for the city of Cincinnati. And it's cold, it's dark. You know, frankly, this is not a good place to be on a winter day, but about 10 years ago, we stumbled across this location and we saw the potential for a music festival called Ubon. Man, I miss those shows down here, the late nights and the big heavy bass booming through this tunnel. Those take me back to a fun time where we could get together in large groups and just share experiences together. When we look at the festival circuit, why we chose this venue was because it's unique, because of the environment was so special. The rib ceiling in here and the depth of this tunnel, the linear aspect of it, was so ownable for us, and it was ours. You saw in those videos that you knew you were at Ubon immediately. Comparing it to a summer festival like a Coachella or a Bunbury, you can only taper the blue sky so many ways before it gets lost in all the other festivals that are happening. And so my push is that if you want to make your content more memorable, you need to choose and start selecting the environment first. So as you look forward to next year, start thinking about ways that you can make the environment an extension of the brand you're working on. I've got one more place I want to share with you that's really special to me, and then we'll get you back inside in the warmth and comfort of your homes. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is how creating an experience that has a story behind it can make your content more memorable. We're up here at the world famous Findlay Market in Cincinnati, Ohio. I believe it's the longest operating independent market in the country. Matt, can you correct that? Yeah, no, yeah. All right, cool, sounds good. Awesome. So we're up here at Findlay Market, and standing in a parking lot in front of a few murals that were a part of the citywide art event in 2017 and 2019 called Blink. That was a 4-day festival that we created where we brought people from all over the region, all over the country, down to our urban core to rediscover what Cincinnati was. And I chose this mural to bring it here today because it's really special to me. It is done by an artist named Vils. He is one of the greatest artists, pop artists, street artists in our country right now, in our world right now, frankly. And what makes this mural so unique is his technique behind it. So this mural on my right, we did in 2017, and it's latex and spray paint on a wall, and it's just supersized and amazing. What makes this mural on the left, though, really unique is the technique that Vils uses in creating his artwork. You see, he actually uses jackhammers, chisels, and sometimes even dynamite to reveal layers of the building to create this image here. What makes it even more impressive and more memorable is the subject matter in the actual artwork. What Vils does is he selects subjects that have a story worth telling. The man in this image right now is John Mercer Langston. He was an activist, he was an abolitionist, and he was a man that was responsible for leading hundreds of people across the Ohio River into Cincinnati to freedom as they were exiting slavery. This is a guy that has a story that's worth telling. So I say all this through the lens of observing the social content that you're creating. You know, we live in a digital world right now that we can quickly flip through tons and tons of media that is well designed, that's beautiful, that's great photography. But if it doesn't have a story behind it, it's not memorable. So next time you're creating your social strategy and creating the content for it, I want you to think about what is the real story behind it? How can we give it a story that's worth sharing? So you think about the next time you're here at Findlay Market, you're gonna be able to walk by with a family or friend and point to this mural, and you're gonna be able to talk to them about the roots that our city has in the abolitionist movement. You're gonna be able to talk to them about John Mercer Langston and the process that was revealed in creating this mural, which I think is fantastic. So let's get a little bit closer and take a look at some of the detail that went into creating this impressive wall. So what's so cool about this, when you get up close, you can see the number of layers that are involved in this mural. He starts by spraying an outline in white paint that really becomes the highlighting aspect of the overall image, but then coming in with a hammer drill and a chisel starts to actually chip away the concrete to reveal some different layers. You can see some of the wire mesh that was used as part of this stuccoing technique, and then it really gets down to the actual original brick, which shows a little bit more up top, but brings that orange color out. And it's just, man, it's amazing. It's an amazing mess to watch. It looks like a demo site, and at the same time, turns out to be this beautiful piece of art. So as we're wrapping up today, because candidly, I just want to get back inside, maybe take a hot bath, have a glass of hot chocolate or something along those lines, anything that is above the temperature of 20 or whatever it is right now. I want to leave you with the three big points. One, make sure that you give your subject matter or your guest the opportunity to play creative director. Give them the space to create their own content when you're developing an experience. Two, like we talked about with Ubon, you want to be able to think far enough ahead to select an environment that becomes an extension of the brand so that you're not subjecting people to logo soup or step and repeats or billboards everywhere. Allow the brand to be just a part of the environment. And three, driving home the point that we really want story to be critical. We know that it's important for the ability of your content to be shared and to be memorable. That's what it all comes back to. You know, if we're able to do these three things, if we're able to achieve these three things, you start to get close to a kind of a magic space that we like to call unforced fascination. That's when you have a guest or a user embarking and enjoying the content or the experience that you've created for them willfully, without asking them to do anything. And you're able to create some memorable moments for them that they're able to see on their own and engage with on their own. And that's my hope for you guys, is that you're able to take what we talked about today and create that memorable content that's going to be so useful for you. And I just really want to thank everybody again for spending some time with us out in the cold. We look forward to talking a little bit more in the breakout sessions. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, but really appreciate the time. Again, thanks to Dooley Social Studio for inviting me, and everybody have a happy holidays.